Hi, my name is Andrew Chung from jobmarketing.com, and in this video I'll be going through how to manually install Mautic using cPanel. This video is aimed at people who are comfortable using their host's cPanel but not really using the command line or terminal to install applications. But if your web host has the soft delicious Mautic installer, I suggest using that method as it's very simple. It's pretty much like a one-click installation process. I will have another video on how to use a soft delicious installer, but in this one I'll be showing you how to manually install Mautic using cPanel. So to get started, the basics of what you'll need is you want to be installing on your own domain, you have a web host, and you have administrative access to cPanel. So the first step of what we need to do is to download Mautic. So to download Mautic, we'll go to mautic.org, and on the top right there's a download link. So just click on the download link, and then on the download page you can enter your details. You don't have to, but just click the download button and you should be prompted to save the file. Just save the file somewhere easy to access. Second step is that we need to create a new database for Mautic. So here we'll be logging into our cPanel to do this. So in cPanel, your cPanel might look a bit different depending on the theme you have set up and what settings your web host may have configured, but generally the functionality will be very similar. So when you're in cPanel, just click MySQL Databases, and here you'll see the MySQL Databases the homepage, and then what we need to do is create a new database, and that's right at the top. So what we'll do, we'll create a database and we'll call it Mautic, and then we'll just click Create Database. When that's been successfully created, you should get a prompt to confirm that, and just go back. And now our next step is to create a user, a new MySQL user that we can add to this database. So I'll keep the username the same, so we'll call it Mautic as well. So here the username is usually our website name, so quote any underscore and then Mautic, and then the password. And then I'll enter the password again and then click Create a User. And again, if it's been created successfully, you should see a confirmation message. Just hit go back. And then the next step is to add this user to a database. Currently, the database has been created, but there's no user been added. So we'll pick our user and we'll pick our database. And as we call them the same, it's easier to identify. And then we click Add. And the next page, you'll be prompted to assign privileges. And here we'll just assign all privileges, because they should be able to do everything. And then click Make Changes. Then once that's done, you should get a confirmation message that this user has privileges on this database. So when you go back to the databases page, you'll be able to see that for the database quote anywhere underscore Mautic, there's a user assigned to it called quote any underscore Mautic as well. So here now we've successfully created the database as well as adding a new user to that database. Okay, so the next step is to upload those installation files that we downloaded from the mautic.org site onto our server. So you can do this in multiple ways. If you have an FTP application like FileZilla on the PC or Transmit or CyberDuck on the Mac, you can do this. But since cPanel has the file manager option and we're already in cPanel and everyone can use it, I'll just go through that method. But the steps will be basically identical. Okay, so within cPanel, just go to the Files section and you should see the cPanel File Manager. So just click on that. And you may get this pop-up appear. If you do, just hit Go. Alright, so now we're in our cPanel file structure. So you can see the public underscore HTML, which is my root folder for my domain. Currently I'm running WordPress, so you can see a lot of WordPress type files there. If you're using another domain, you might need to navigate to that first. So once you've got to where you want to go, at the top left, just click a new folder. So all we're going to do is we're going to create a subfolder called Mautic, and that's where Mautic will be installed. You could also use a subdomain like mautic.mydomain.com, but it seems like the documentation does recommend installing Mautic in its own subfolder. So we'll just go create new folder. And now when you go back to your file structure, you should see the new subfolder called Mautic appear. Okay, so if you double click on that and go into it, it should be empty at the moment. So what we're going to do is now upload the Mautic installation files into this Mautic subfolder. So the top left, just click the upload button, and that will take you to an upload screen. And here, just click on the choose file and pick where the Mautic installation files that you downloaded are on your computer, and just open that up. And then you should get to this screen of where it's, you can see in the bottom right, where it's uploading that file. So that'll probably take a few minutes to upload, and then once it's done, you should see it says complete, and then you can just go back to your Mautic folder. It may be blank when you go back, so you'll probably have to hit reload, and then you should see the zip file appear there. So once the zip file appears, just click on the zip file and click extract, and then in the pop-up, just click extract files, and that's where you want to extract it to, which is the Mautic subfolder. And then it may be blank again, so you just hit reload, and then when you hit reload, all the Mautic files should be extracted into the Mautic subfolder, and the main one that you want to see is that the index.php file is there. So the next step is that we want to go to launch the Mautic web installer. How we do that is that we go to our Mautic URL, so which is our subdirectory. So in this instance, I'm using the website www.quoteanywhere.com.au, and then we just go to /Mautic. And then when you go there, hopefully you should be presented with this screen, which is a Mautic installation environmental check. And if you've got a green tick, that means all's good to go and you're ready to install. And if your web host, supports WordPress and uses the LAMP stack, then hopefully you should be fine. You can click on that some recommendations to see what other suggestions that they recommend for you to install. But I've just gone ahead and installed. It should be fine as is. Just click the next step. So in this is the database setup for Mautic, and for the settings that we had before when we created the database, this is where we enter it in. So leave most of the things by default. We just enter in the database name, the database username, and the database password, and then I will just click next step. Okay, so the next screen is the administrative user details. So this is your admin user, and here just enter an admin username and the password, the first name, last name, and your admin email address. So for the username, I suggest not to use admin for security purposes. A bit easy for people to guess. Just use something a bit more random. That also makes sense to you. And then click next step. Okay, so this next screen is where you configure the emails that Mautic will be sending out. And you have a couple of options. So Mautic allows you to pick a few where you can, you can send it via your server, the PHP mail, or you can select one of these external services, which is great. So there's a lot of options, or you can specify any other SMTP server for sending out emails. So for now, I'll just set up PHP email, but later on I will have another video on how to use Mandrill, which has a lot of free emails that you can send out for low volume plans, which is great to start off with. So here I'll just include my email, the name that I want to be seen on the email address, and I'll click next step. Once that's done, you're pretty much done. So you can go straight to Mautic, and here when you proceed to Mautic, you'll be presented with the login screen. Enter the admin details that you'd entered earlier, click login, and yeah, you'll be taken to the Mautic homepage, which is nice and clean. And that's the end of this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you'd like to learn more about Mautic and marketing automation, please go to www.jotmarketing.com.